crisis mode is affecting local school districts beginning this morning. Right now, News Center 7 anchor Adam Marshall, he joins us live from outside Kettering's high school with what this means for parents. It's affecting you and your family, so many others. And even these kids, they think that they're just getting a break, but Adam, it's so much more than that.
No, it's going to be remote learning for a lot of kids, and that's why a lot of parents are scrambling, trying to figure out how to do this, as well as staff. You know, Gabrielle, as you mentioned, I'm actually standing in an empty parking lot right now at the high school at Kettering Fairmont High School. Here's the deal, though, when in the coming weeks, this is what school parking lots are going to look like across the entire state of Ohio, and Ohio's not alone now. The superintendent here, Scott Inskeep, he posted on Facebook just last night that in terms of staff, they're going to have all hands on deck, trying to navigate what's really uncharted waters. None of us have ever been through anything like this, and that includes school staff. So Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, he said that this may happen, and here it is, a new reality for your Friday morning as we head into the weeks to come.
This is actually the opposite of your question, but you know how everyone was like, you probably aren't gonna put this in, but you know how everyone was like, oh, I remember the exact moment that the announcement went off and they were like, we're gonna have this, like, I don't remember that whatsoever. Like,
oh, for COVID?
Yeah.
I remember.
I don't remember any of it. Maybe I was at track. No, maybe I was at track.
Because we didn't have track season.
Yeah. Maybe I was, but like, I don't remember it. Like, I have a terrible memory.
We've had 2 years kind of taken from us with COVID, which sucks to talk about, but I mean, it's true. And I think this year we're not completely out of it, but we're getting so close, and I think that just makes this year, it makes me appreciate it so much more, especially after seeing what other classes have lost. I think it's kind of cool to sit here and finally be like, okay, after 12 years of school, like, we're here and we're almost done, and it's kind of crazy to think about. And it's just really fun to finally like experience all of those things that we've watched other classes experience for so long.
When I was a freshman, like normally for the talent show, only like seniors would get to go and then some juniors. But I was in Miss Bowden's class freshman year, and so like we got to go since she kind of helped. We got to go watch it, and we were all like in the back row, like freshmen, like look at us, like sneaking in on this like senior event. And I remember like we were like, oh, like we can't wait till like this is us. Like, because we were freshmen, and like now it is us, so yeah.
I think my favorite school event was like our first like Friday night lights, like home. It was like the Pickwick game and stuff, and it was neon. Like even though it was raining and stuff, like we did a tailgate beforehand. It was our first normal game after like COVID, so like I really enjoyed that night. It was super fun for me.
I probably like the football games better than prom throughout my high school years.
Probably that was definitely one of the best football games. I mean, even though we lost, like, just because it was pouring down rain and everyone was finally together again and having a lot of fun and just, like, supporting the football team and stuff, it was a really good time. A lot of funny stuff happened at that game.
Shout out to Braden Coe. He really made that game.
But, yeah, that was a really fun school event. That and our senior year, for the volleyball, we had never beat Tip varsity-wise, and we played at Tip away, and we won that game, and it was so fun. We beat them in 3, like, we crushed them, basically.
I feel like everyone kind of like hates Pickwick, hates Tip.
I mean, obviously beating Tip anytime is fun, so that was a really good memory.
So everyone low-key hated me because I came from Tip. No. You were just new. No one hated me.
We all sometimes say that we don't like it here, but that's every high schooler ever.
Yeah,
so.
I think our school spirit's pretty high.
I love Spirit Week. That's my favorite week.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be. Sometimes.
My favorite school event is something that happens every year. It's pep rallies. I really enjoy pep rallies. I'm in the band, so I get to kind of show off my skills to the whole school.
Those are fun. Yeah, those are fun. Because everybody gets this. Literally, there's so many people in there.
I really liked pep rallies. I had a fun time at pep rallies, and I wish we had them more often, but those are probably my most vivid memories.
First normal pep rally that we had, like for senior year and stuff, like, because like when I was a freshman, like that first pep rally, it was like a little like awkward and stuff, because like it was new to me and everything. And then like we had one sophomore year and then never had one junior year, and then to like come back and have that like first pep rally, that like for me, like, that kind of set, and I was like, oh, like, we're seniors now, like, we have to, like, lead this stuff.
most vivid memory from all of high school?
One of my favorite high school memories was sophomore year.
It's got to be sophomore year.
I was on varsity volleyball and we got the chance to do the lip sync battle during the pep rally.
Varsity volleyball team did a lip sync battle.
And Ella Furlong created our whole show, and it was just so much fun.
I don't know if the song is
It's Whitney Houston.
Yeah, when he I want to dance with somebody.
Yeah.
And we, oh gosh, the night before the pep rally, we stayed after our practice and we practiced this dance routine. Ella Furlong put it together. I mean, I remember it so clearly.
The little flash mob we had at the end, and I don't know, I just had a really good time. That's one of my favorite memories, especially because we had the upperclassmen doing it with us, so I felt more confident and I wasn't worried about it. Yeah, it was just really fun.
We practiced it so many times and we were getting so tired of it. And we were like, okay. And we planted people in the crowds at this pep rally that were going to come dance with us when we waved them on. And it was, we finally got to that point in the song where we were calling down our planted people to come dance with us. And everybody came down and just this huge flash mob dance thing. And it was just this giant mosh pit of people dancing. And even after they turned the music off, everyone was still singing it in this mosh pit, and it was so much fun. Someone lost a shoe. I remember that. Someone's Birkenstock was cracked in half. But that has got to be the most vivid memory of all of high school. Is just that ginormous mob of people, and all the teachers had no idea really what to do, and we didn't know what to do because we weren't expecting it. But that was so much fun, and that's just such a good memory. Yeah.
Alright, I'm probably going to miss the friends and the teachers because I'm not really going to see most of them after high school.
I think one of the things I'm going to miss the most is just my friends. You meet people here because they're here, but I like a lot of the people I've met, and it's just fun getting to do stupid random stuff with them.
Probably the underclassmen, certain underclassmen that I really enjoy hanging out with, yeah.
The thing I'm gonna miss most, no matter what, is just that kind of community feel that all high school students and especially high school seniors have with each other. I'm gonna miss those friendships that don't really they never really developed outside of school, but those friendships that really just developed in classes, in school like that, and just talking and seeing those people every day is gonna be something that I definitely miss.
It will definitely just be the people, because I'm going out of state, so I'll probably only come and visit for special occasions, so a lot of people I probably won't see again unless on social media and stuff.
I think I'll miss the culture the most. This senior class is very, very together, and I would say we definitely are much as a family. As cliche as it sounds, we have basically come together through COVID, and all this has just brought us closer. So I think I'm definitely gonna miss the people.
Every class has different people you get to talk to, which I really like.
Teachers. Teachers that I've made emotional connections to, I guess, who I've bonded with over the last couple of years.
My favorite teacher, that's a hard one. Probably Mr. Warner. He has to be my favorite. He's not so serious about everything.
Same for Mr. Westfall. He's not so serious about anything. He's very laid back.
Yeah, really liked government. I don't know why. And Mr. Westfall's a teacher, so he's my favorite teacher too, so that's probably why I liked it.
Let's see. My favorite teacher is probably Mr. Westfall or Mr. Brewer. It's definitely a tie between the two.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Mr. Brewer. Mr. Brewer is also
He
my
gossip
favorite.
with both of them,
Yeah.
so that's amazing.
Mr. Gilskip has been my favorite teacher because he is so inclusive, and he makes sure that his teaching is diverse, so it reaches out and it covers the most amount of students at different levels.
My favorite class that I've taken at Troy is probably CCP US History, so A-push, I guess. But I really enjoyed that class. It was really fun, and just the conversations that we had were really good, and I really liked Mr. Scott as a teacher. He did a great job.
My favorite class definitely has to probably be CCP Speech with Mrs. and Bowden. That class is just super fun because you have to get out of your comfort zone for it. So all you do is you come up with improv speeches or just speeches that you're interested in. So I really enjoyed that class. and it's made up with a lot of seniors and juniors, so like upperclassmen, so that was fun.
My favorite part about Troy is, I think, the size of it. And not only, like in the population size, I think that we have a good amount of people here. I like that as a school, there's not 80 of us, but we also aren't a class of 1,000. But also, just the city, like we have a lot of really fun things to do in Troy, but it's also not so big that it's overwhelming. Like there's still, I feel like, a good sense of community.
My favorite part about Troy is probably that it's kind of always changing. They're kind of adapting to the newer generations. So I think I definitely like the changing environment.
Troy has a very large sense of community. It is, it's not it's a big enough city to where you can meet different people from around pretty much the world, but it's a small enough city to where it's not like Dayton where you have to walk half a mile just to get to a Wendy's.
I think one of my favorite things about Troy is I like the square a lot. I don't know why little places like that have always been really cute to me. And just something about the square, I always feel good when I'm there. Like just walking around there, it's really pretty. It's just always a good place to be.
For me, definitely the community. Like when I moved here 11 years ago, it was definitely a hard move, but everyone's so welcoming here, so I really just appreciate everyone in Troy. Like everyone's willing to take the time to get to know you, and everyone's really just sweet and friendly. My favorite year through K through 12 probably has to be 7th grade, because that was the first year where I don't know, making friends was natural. I really enjoyed 7th grade, definitely one of my favorite years.
Anything but 6th grade for me. That was just a bad year. Probably sophomore year before COVID. I feel like was
I would
good.
agree actually. I think sophomore year before
I think
COVID
this year
was
has been good, and last year, but sophomore year before COVID, that was just up there.
So a very close runner-up was 6th grade. 6th grade was just, I don't know. I think it just was the team, Blue Crew.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
It was a great time for me.
Freshman year, I went into high school with a lot of work ethic and whatnot, and then this year is also my favorite year, and because I don't do anything at all. It's pretty chill, so I really like this year because I've become really close with my good friends too.
We don't have to leave each other. But yeah.
I'm just kidding. So it was junior year because I met people, but I also reconnected with some people I already knew from sports or from family friends, such as Sarah, Anna. So I got to be friends with people I hadn't really talked to, and Emma. I got to really get close to this year. But
sophomore year was really hard.
I thought that it was your favorite year.
It was fun too. That's the thing. But yeah, there's a lot of hard things to do in sophomore year.
I would say for me it's senior year because I think it's the hardest year. I'm taking a lot of hard courses, and then you have Common App essays that are due, scholarships that are due, everything is due on top of everything else you have to do, AP exams, final exams.
My most embarrassing moment, it's gotta be 5th grade lunch.
Yes, you have to say it.
Oh, okay. My most embarrassing moment at school ever was I was walking into junior high, and it was slick. I was in 6th grade, so I didn't know any of the people in the building. It was just me going into band when I was in band. And I slid because it had rained, and right when I walked in the door, and fell down, and my clarinet case smashed on the ground, and it broke, and all these people that were older than me, not that much older, only a year, but to me it's whoa, because you don't know any of them. They all kind of stared at me, and I had tears, and I was don't cry. I got up and walked straight through the hallway, and all these people are staring at me. There's tears in my eyes. Yeah, it's definitely the most embarrassing.
For me, it was I think it was 7th grade, and I was in Mrs. Carnum's English class. So that we had first period and 4th period, and unknowingly, 1st period I sat down on a chocolate bar. I sat down on a chocolate bar, okay? And then 4th period, right before lunch, Renee Kovac comes up to me, and she's like, Ella, by the way, I forgot to tell you earlier, but you you sat on chocolate or something, there's something on you, and she told me that at lunch. So I went the whole day not knowing that there was literally chocolate. It was so embarrassing. It was just not a good time. It was so bad. Still bring it up to Renee to this day. I hold it against her. She's like, I feel so bad. I'm like, you should. You should feel bad.
Okay, so my most embarrassing moment is probably at softball. We were inside doing indoor practices during winter, and we were doing fly ball drill where you throw it over your head and kind of like run, right? And so I was doing the drill, and our coach threw it a little farther than what I was used to, so I was just chasing the ball, and I called my mind. I caught it, but there was a table, and I kept running, and I just collapsed over the table. I can never live that one down.
Freshman year, obvious freshman story, and I was in the cafeteria and I was drinking the milk, and I guess I forgot that there was a straw in the milk, and so I tipped it up like this, but the straw, so it went all over my pants and kind of looked like I peed myself. So then I had to walk out of the cafeteria like that, and that was real good. And then basically the next period I had like a presentation about like a book or something, and that was a real awkward presentation.
Okay. Junior year, American Literature with Mr. Warner. He was teaching, what was he teaching? The chiasmus. I definitely pronounced that wrong, sorry, Mr. Warner. He was very honest with that. And then there's other like figurative language words.
Kind of like oxymorons stuff.
Yeah, oxymorons, stuff like that. And he was teaching one of the words, and he gave an example, and I was drinking my water with it, and he said, like, his example was like a morbidly obese gym teacher, and like when I drank my water and heard that, I like spit my water out everywhere because I don't know why. I thought it was the funniest thing. And like it was like a movie scene, like it was like, and it was all over my Chromebook, all over Emma when she was sitting in front of me.
Yeah. Was 2 weeks ago when Sarah she threw a backpack at me that had a metal water bottle, and it like knocked me out, so I like fell to the ground, and I cried, like bawled my eyes out for 5 minutes, and I just wasn't feeling too hot.
My bad.
So then I went to go long jump, and I was like telling my coaches, I was like, I really don't think I should, and then I called my dad, he was like, suck it up, and I was like, okay, I guess I have to do this now. I'm running. I try to jump, and I face planted right into it. It literally looked like I did a Superman. I get up, and my coach just comes at me, and I start crying. And he's like, "It's okay. You don't have to jump anymore." And I haven't long jumped since.
In junior high cross country, I tried to do a long jump, but on the track, not into the sand. So I was competing with like some random guy, and I ended up like jumping really far so that my feet slid, and I got like a huge track burn on my butt, and I couldn't run the next race because it was so big and it hurt so bad.
Did you out jump him?
Oh yeah, I won, but at a cost.
Okay.
If anyone went to Concord, you have to remember
Concord
this.
5th graders, I mean, they gotta remember this, but basically, we had a canned food drive, and if you brought in a canned food, you could go up to this microphone at lunch and speak into it. And oh no, okay, so someone, I think it was Braden Cope, brought in a can, and he puts it down, and he walks up there to speak into the microphone, and he says who I have a crush on, and said that I had a crush on them, which was so embarrassing for me, of course. Looking back, it is so funny, but in that moment, I was devastated. Clearly, I was so sad.
It's still traumatic.
Oh, so dramatic. But I mean, anyone from Concord has to remember that. I mean, so many people's crushes got revealed, and I think it got taken away at some point. So, like, someone complained.
I think it was because of me, low-key.
I think my peers will remember me for my craziness a little bit.
I feel like since freshman year, like, I don't care as much at all about what others think, which I think is like a really good thing to achieve in your life. So
I would say, kind of like Emma, a little bit more self-confidence. Like in classes, I'm not as afraid to talk in class discussion and that kind of stuff.
I would say my confidence too, because since I had to like move here, I feel like I had to really go out of my way to like try to make friends. Like I'm normally really confident, but I had to go even more in order for me to at least have people to hang out with outside of school. So,
my personality, I would say, has changed the most. I feel like I've definitely built my character more and to be less annoying and more confident, like everyone else has said. Don't care as much as what other people think.
I definitely have stopped caring about what other people think of me, and I like that about myself now, so I feel like that's probably changed the most.
Yeah, I feel like freshman year I did try and like fit in a bunch, as cliche as it sounds, like, but I like, you know, I know like who my like real friends are, and like, you know, I know myself, and I've just stopped like caring about a lot of stuff.
I think what has changed the most about me since freshman year is the way I perceive myself and the way that I hold myself accountable. I think coming in, I judged myself solely based on kind of like tangible things, you know, grades, academics, school basically was a big part, but also, you know, sports, things that I could be judged or graded on, and I think that that's something that kind of takes a toll on you after a while. And throughout high school, I've learned that that's not a healthy way, you know, to judge yourself, or like those are not healthy standards to hold yourself to. And just being able to find the joy in achieving and chasing those goals and ambitions.
If I could go back and tell my freshman self something, it'd probably be to not always overthink and like be overly sensitive to certain situations, and to honestly just like be a little bit more outgoing and willing to like speak up, and also not like be afraid of others, and like to be like honestly not change yourself for others.
Not get behind on that.
Yeah, to do your work, not get behind,
Go to
not be
school.
so shy, like go out, be outgoing, like talk to more people, make more friends, like, yeah.
Yeah. I would have said, make sure you're yourself throughout the 4 years, because most opportunities come to people who are just being themselves and aren't trying to fake anything.
I know this is like pretty generic, but like I tell myself to not take advantage of like everything. Like school really does fly by. Like it's really crazy. Like you don't believe them when people tell you like you better take advantage of it. It's gonna go by quick, but like it really does go by really quick. And I felt like I even took advantage of like certain like years where I had less of a workload. Like my freshman year, it really wasn't that bad, like compared to like junior year, which is like horrible. Back then, you know, I'd always be complaining about, you know, whatever class I was in. But even with the workload or whatever, like just also enjoying all the friendships that I had through high school, not taking granted for everything.
I feel like it's been really enjoyable to like not leave this place, but like after being here for so long, it's cool to see how everyone's going on their own path. We're going to the University of Cincinnati.
Yes.
Go Bearcats.
So I'm going to University of Cincinnati, and I am planning on majoring in early childhood education. Go Troy.
I guess, go Troy.
I'm gonna go to school in Pennsylvania where my mom went to school. It's called Moravian University, and I'm gonna study to be an elementary teacher, and also minor in dance, because that's just something I've always enjoyed doing, so then I can teach on the side.
Well, I'm going to go to Ohio State and study neuroscience and hopefully be a doctor someday. We'll see. So maybe I'll see you in my office. Actually, no. Go Trojans! We love you. Class of 2022.
Good luck, Troy High School, as your future endeavors.
What he said, but better.
Well, I'm going to Ohio State. I'll be majoring in nursing, hopefully a minor in nutrition, and maybe going on to be a nurse anesthetist.
I'm going to major in audiology at University of Cincinnati and minor in psych.
This is cliche, but it goes fast. Because it did.
I think like, yeah, I think it went kind of fast. I think in the moment it doesn't.